Hi everyone, so my shipment from Veseys arrived and I just ordered one type of plant in this shipment, which was a particular lily. So I'm just going to cut it open because they need to be planted right away. That is something that is recommended by Veseys, is to put your plants in as soon as they arrive because they ship them when your climate is ready to plant. So we can see here the paperwork, and the paperwork says that I ordered actually, I ordered two things. The Beijing Moon Trumpet Lilies. I ordered 2 orders of them. And I ordered 4 packages of the Beauty Lily. And there's 3 bulbs in each. And I can tell you that I ordered the Beijing because I like the yellow and pink color of the lilies. And I'll post a picture on it. And then the Beauty Lilies are my replacement for white lilies. And so we can see here what we got in the box. And this here is the Beijing Moon Lily. And they look really, really good, nice and solid. So these are going to be 6 feet high. These are trumpet lilies, or tree lilies as they are called now. And these will be 6 feet high, so they belong at the back of a border. And there's 3 in the pack of them. And here is Lilium Lotus Beauty. That's interesting. And this is Beijing Moon. And this is the Lotus Beauty. So there's 2 of them. There should be 4. Lotus Beauty. Lotus Beauty. And they're so awesome. Like they tell you here too, like during storage, sometimes more mold can form on the bulbs. This mold will not affect the growth, and they should thrive in your garden. You cannot plant your bulbs right away. We recommend that you open the bags and let them air out in a cool, dry place. Very good info. I love Veseys. This is not an endorsement. This is not a paid video or anything like that. This is me, a happy customer who orders from them all the time. And they also provided a nice book with some free shipping and some deductions, which is fabulous. This is perfect when you're having your morning coffee to review this and see what else you want for fall. Because sometimes you can only get certain things in the fall or in the spring. So this is your chance to get a head start before they sell out some of the stuff, and decide what you want and then order when you're ready. All right, so next step is to get these into the garden. So I'm going to put the Beauty Lilies all in here so I have a massive amount of white. This is where the Monardo was. It did not survive the winter. There was hardly any shoots on it, and a lot of them are dead. So I just took them out. The Dianthus did very well, and I protected it and covered it with mulch for the winter. And you can see they all look really good here. So I'm going to go and rake this up, and then I'm going to go and put all the Beauty Lilies in here. And I think the white contrast will be nice when I get the shed painted and all made pretty. Kind of like a she shed, but not a she shed. Just she shed on the outside and utility on the inside. So I'm going to run the rising moon lilies right over here because they are tree lilies right in that spot. There was sunlight earlier, but now it's kind of moved on. But I think it's a perfect spot in there to get some color in the back while we wait for the clematis to grow. And I'm going to have to add some more clematis in here because that one is not hardy. So I'm going to leave it in the ground for now. And then in the fall, if it does well, I'll dig it up and move it and put it in the shed, I think. Or in my basement, maybe in the basement, being it's a 6 to 9 zone. You know, I wanted that one so bad because it was so unique, and a little disappointed it's a 6 to 9, and the package didn't really say. I had to look it up on the internet to see what it was, but you know, maybe it was meant to be. I'll take it from a positive approach. So let's get in here and dig these up. I have 6 of them to put in. I think they should be gorgeous, and we'll get started. So next what we're going to do is we're going to plant these 2 clematis. Now one is Clematis Vancouver. The other one I think is Moulin Rouge, which is more of a red, but the tag fell off. Geez, that bugs me when that happens. Oh, and look at the tick on my finger. Oh my God, look at it. It's just crawling up my hand and I can't shake it off. That is so gross. Oh, I need a shower so bad. That's just freaking me out. Just so you know, you guys, the ticks are really, really bad again this year. They were bad last year, and I am contributing that to a change we made in the yard, and that is all the mulch that we've added to the beds. It seems like the ticks are just loving the mulch. So that might be something that has to go because this is just ridiculous. Rob got a couple ticks already. This will be my second one, and they're just out of control. So we need to make a change here because they're so prolific in the garden. And Matilda's gonna get one if I'm not careful. So I'm not walking her very much just because they're so bad. And they're just starting to come out now. Everything's so late. So let's get these clematis in right along the fence where I have the metal wire. And then they can attach themselves to the fence. This does get sunlight more during the early part of the day and later in the day, and then some shade. So the clematis should actually love it here. And these clematis are for our climate. They are good for zone 3 up. So these 2, which are quite striking, should be beautiful in anybody's climate. For those of you that aren't in a cold zone, this should work for you as well, and they should be gorgeous. So I'm just going to dig both of them in here. And the whole goal of the clematis not only is to provide the color, but to also provide some privacy from people. We have a lot of people now with the weather warming, ever since COVID, are doing a lot of walking out here. And I mean, it is a nice place to walk, but they come down the alley and then they wrap around the property. So you don't have a lot of privacy without that fence, which I do miss the privacy, but I know that this is even better and less work for us. Once we get it all painted and everything, Rob's done a great job. And it does provide the trellis I need for the plants, and it will provide the privacy eventually. We just got to get to that point with the plants. So you know what they say, the first 3 years are the years before the plant starts really taking off. It's the 3rd year where the vines will really start growing. So I am looking forward to that. And I've been putting a lot of this clematis in, you guys. I probably got at least, I'm got to be guessing around 10 plants in here by now. So I'm making good progress, and these ones for $5.99 from Rona fit the bill for the budget because they were reasonable, and I'm okay with letting them grow because quite honestly, it's all about them setting root, and the sooner they set root, the better. And these ones are really healthy looking, so setting the root should be pretty easy, especially with this soil being so moist. a few tree roots in here, but it should work. And these are wrapped in a paper right around the root system, so I pull the paper off to help them get going. You could plant it with the paper on, but I think it'll reduce the time it takes. Sorry, it'll increase the time it takes to set roots for these. So easy. And once they start growing, I'll train them up the trellis, up the wire of the fence, so that they can grow like they're on a trellis. So I'm just gonna put these in quick, and then we will move on to the next item I want to show you that I have to plant. Here's my special surprise. This is White Temptation Daylily. I picked this up at Rona. I got lucky. I've never seen a white daylily before. I'm sure there's lots around, but I was just thrilled to have a white one and put in my bed. So we're gonna plant that now. So I thought it would look nice at the bottom of this spruce, so I'm gonna put it right here. It's gonna get lots of sun. You can see the sun shining through there, and it'll be protected, and it'll put some color into this corner. I started digging over here. I was gonna plant the rest of my lilies in, but I hit a couple hostas. So I'm just gonna leave it for a bit, and I will put them somewhere else. I have to tell you guys though, I'm really grossed out right now by that wood tick. I'm itching everywhere, so let's get this in so I can get in the shower, because it's freaking me out again. I really just hate them. They're just gross. Look at the roots on this thing. It was definitely pot bound. It's lucky to get a home. All right, that is in. It looks good. I think it'll do well there. In 2 or 3 years, I should be able to split it and add more. So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if I grossed you out with the wood tick, I'm sorry, but that's just part of gardening out in the country. When you have trees and mulch, and I'll tell you, the mulch really does attract the wood ticks. I've noticed a lot more wood ticks since we've had mulch down. So beware of that if you live out in the country. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Bye everyone.